Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Baseball King Collectibles. We're going to be doing something different today on today's episode. We're going to be showing the photos with. And that's right. What does that mean? That means you get the autograph, and then your friend asks you, did you get the photo with whoever the celebrity was, or baseball player, or whoever? And always the answer was, yeah, of course I did, or I didn't. So here are some of the photos that I got with some of the celebrities and baseball players I met over the years, and I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this, something different on this channel. And we'll start off with the great Mickey Mantle, my favorite player of all time. I grew up idolizing Mickey as a young kid. I limped around the bases as a young kid, and look at Mickey pointed at me, hey, that's my favorite fan, right? So Mickey and me, we had a personal relationship amongst each other that he didn't know about it. But all right, we got the great Milton Berle, Uncle Milty, the 1950s. He was Mr. Television. I mean, he was everywhere on television. You wanted him on your show as a guest. He had his own show. He had a contract with NBC for like a lifetime contract for like $1 million a year, something crazy numbers. He was really he was the guy back then in the 50s through the 60s and even through the 70s as well. But Uncle Milty, wow. Bon Jovi, whoa, we're going to music, guys. So here we got Bon Jovi outside in the street. Just happened to walk by, saw Bon Jovi. Wow. Amazing, right? So who doesn't love Bon Jovi, the band? And just John Bon Jovi, of course. If you don't recognize him with the sunglasses on. Now he's all gray, like, well, I got no hair and I'm gray. Whatever, but hey, we'll go on to our next. It's Cher, the great Cher. Who doesn't love Cher? I mean, come on. She's been around since the 60s with Sonny, of course. And then she did her own career. And she's been on and off the stage and screen and I think Gold Academy Awards and movies. She's done it all. She's had an amazing career. Now she's dating a 20-year-old or something like that. Isn't that good for her? Hey, why not? So there's the amazing Cher. Next up is the great Robin Williams. And wow, Robin Williams, what a career he had. Unfortunately, ending to his career. We all know what happened, unfortunately. But hey, well, he's still entertaining. I still watch all his movies. I still see him all the time on TV, on movies all the time. He'll be with us forever. He's never forgotten. We'll never forget him. He was one of the funniest guys I've ever met. So thank you, Robin Williams, for stopping to take the picture. Hey, look, it's Muhammad Ali. Whoa! That is Muhammad Ali. That is not a statue. It looks kind of weird, right? But that was Ali. And he was signing it. Believe it or not, this was a Macy's free autograph signing. That's right, you heard me. Free autographs for Muhammad Ali, and the line wasn't even that long. Mid 90s, maybe late 80s. I'm not even sure, but wow. Jay Leno took over when Johnny Carson retired. The great late Jay Leno. He was so funny on TV for years. I liked him. I liked the late shows on the late night TV shows and all that. But Leno had a good career, long career, and he fought David Letterman for that spot, which he did win. That was a big to-do back in the day. Letterman or Leno, who was going to take over for Carson. Yeah, well, it's track and field star. You know who it is. Carl Lewis, of course. Wow, Carl Lewis, one of the fastest, everything. He did how many gold medals? More gold medals than anybody at one point in time. I don't know if he still has the record, but Carl Lewis, an unbelievable athlete at his time. I mean, wow, track and field. Was there anybody better overall? It's hard to compete with him. Meatloaf, whoa, yeah, I love Meatloaf. Great in person to meet. Unfortunately, another one that passed away way too young. There you see, he signed just a big board for me. I had nothing else to sign. I had my album signed, and I had nothing else. I said, you know what, give me one more autograph, Meat. And he was really nice about it, too. And you can see it was another free signing at a record store. Nobody there. Crazy, right? It's the late Matthew Perry. Unfortunately, he passed away, drugs and this and that, and he had his demons. But that show, Friends, is one of the greatest shows of all time on TV, comedy shows. I mean, who doesn't watch Friends? Who doesn't love Friends? And like I said, I got his autograph a few times. I got the whole cast on a magazine, a People magazine, entire cast signed photo. So that was one of my top autographs. It's the great Mariano Rivera. Big Mo picked him up in a limo outside a Chinese restaurant where he was having dinner with his family. Took him to Steiner Sports. We had a private signing. We did the signing. We took him back. Same day, it was a few hours. It was late at night. It was after the Yankees just won the 1996 World Series, so he wasn't even that popular yet. But hey, I got Mo. Thanks to George Steinbrenner for bringing us Mo, right? I was a little intimidated to meet Steinbrenner at first. I got to be honest with you. It's the boss. It's intimidating. You don't know if he's going to yell at me to get out of here, kid, or whatever. But no, he was so good. I mean, he was great with the fans. He was just so nice to meet in person. It was a pleasure, and thanks, boss. I'll never forget you. Thanks for making me a Yankee. Thanks for being a Yankee. Bill Walton, look at the size difference. I'm 5'9". Look at Bill Walton. He's whatever, foot and a half taller than me. Looks even bigger than 7 foot. But again, you couldn't ask for a nicer guy. I mean, really, Bill Walton had to be one of the nicest guys ever. Not just on the basketball court, but ever. Just that nice. Look who it's Yoko Ono. That's right, John Lennon's wife. She passed away, of course. He was murdered, and she took up his legacy all these years later. She had a little fame of her own with her own little band, the Yoko Ono Plastic Band. And if you like that music, I didn't. I love John Lennon, the Beatles. Who didn't? The great Yoko. James Gandolfini, The Sopranos. Tony, of course, Tony Soprano. He was, again, intimidating. I was intimidated. But you couldn't ask for, look, he puts his arm around me. You couldn't ask for a nicer guy. I met him several times, Gandolfini. I met another one, passed away just way too young. What's going on with these young guys? Come on, man. It's just, you love these guys. You wish they could recreate the show. He was that good to watch. He was that impressive in his role of Tony Soprano. And next up we have George Clooney, everybody's favorite. Women's out there anyway. What woman doesn't like George Clooney? And men too. Hey, what the heck? Might as well join in on the bandwagon. Clooney, of course, he's been around forever now. He's done everything. Acting, directing, all kinds of awards. It's George Clooney. Married the most beautiful woman in the world too. Hey Jeter, whoa, where'd you come from? Whoa, that's right, Derek Jeter. Got him at the Yankee Fan Festival before he was really Derek Jeter. This is before the 1996 season. He played a couple handful games in 95 in September. No one knew who he was. No one was online for him. It was amazing. Got him several times. I got cards, bat, everything. Earl the Pearl Monroe. All right, that's who it is. Next up, Earl the Pearl. He fascinated the Knicks fans with those moves for many years. When he was with the Bullets, we always wanted to. We said, damn, Earl, we couldn't stop the Earl. And then we got him. That's how you stop Earl. You trade for him. All right? So Earl Pearl was just a fantastic basketball player, of course. So much, so nice to meet in person, too. We had a long chat with him, too. And like I said, back to track and field we go. It's Mary Lou Retton. That's right. Look how much taller I am than her. I'm only 5'9". She's like 4'6", maybe. I don't know. She had some recent trouble, if you read in the news recently, with a DWI. But hey, it happens. Nothing personal. It wasn't making her a bad person. She did mistakes. But overall, one of the greatest gymnasts. And she brought gym to the map in the United States with her performances in the Olympics. It was just amazing. Funniest man you'll ever meet, right? Get insulted. Don Rickles, he told me off, but good. You think this was just a nice picture? No, he told me off. I mean, it was like a whole rank out session. I wish I had a camera and I wish I had the audio back then. All we could do was the photos back then. But hey, it was so nice to meet Rickles. Really, really funny. And on TV, he was just hilarious. And, in person, he was just even better. Well, cool. It's Wayne Knight from Seinfeld. That's right. The great Wayne Knight. We all know him as Newman, of course. He's been in a lot of roles, but, we all know him as that one face we'll never forget. Of course, it's Newman. All right. See you soon on the next episode of Baseball King Collectibles. Come back for more.